One of these men is the warden of the Massachusetts prison, which was recently involved in an attempted jailbreak. What is your name, please?
My name is John A. Gavin.
What is your name, please?
My name is John A. Gavin.
What is your name, please?
My name is John A. Gavin.
Two of these people are imposters. Only one is the real John A. Gavin and is the only one sworn to tell the truth. And here is our host, Bud Collier.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, and welcome once again to Tell the Truth, brought to you this week by Arid Cream Deodorant, America's largest selling deodorant. Don't be half safe, be completely safe. Use Arid Cream Deodorant to be sure. Now may I introduce our panel. What is your name, please?
My name is Betty White.
My name is Ralph Bellamy.
My name is Kitty Carlisle.
My name is Tom Poston.
All right, panel, will you please follow along, if you will, with the first copy of an affidavit, which I will read the original. I, John A. Gavin, am warden of the Massachusetts Maximum Security Prison at Walpole. 10 days ago, I was at home when I received a phone call from the prison. I was informed that a prison break had just occurred. The ringleader and his fellow convicts were holding 5 of the prison staff as hostages in the metalwork shop. Rushing to the prison, I found more than 100 state troopers assembled there. I decided to try to appeal to the convicts to give themselves up. I told my men and the state troopers that if I did not come out of the conference in 30 minutes, they should blast their way in. As I entered the metalwork shop, alone and unarmed, the convicts grabbed me, bound me, and began to bargain for their freedom. When this failed, they soaked me with gasoline, as they had done to the others, and threatened to set us all on fire. When the half-hour deadline expired, 50 officers broke into the building. Gun butts smashed windows, and bullets tore the locks off doors. The convicts were captured and put back into their cells, and throughout the entire event, not one person was killed or even seriously injured. Signed, John A. Gavin. All right, panel, these 3 gentlemen all claim to be, as you heard, John Gavin, warden of the prison in which there was a very serious prison break recently. Let's begin tonight's questioning with Ralph Bellamy. Ralph?
Number 1, how many were involved in this attempted break?
6.
Number 2, who was the ringleader?
Martin Feeney.
What kind of a term was he in for?
He was in for the cute little term of 41 years for jailbreak, for bank robbery.
Number 3, what weapons did they use?
They had knives and ice picks.
Number 1, where did they get these knives and ice picks?
From the shops, I would assume.
Number 1 again. I seem to recall they sent, or anyway made known, a statement of defiance. What was it?
As far as I know, the statement of defiance was that if they did not open the gates and let them release them, they would set these hostages on fire.
Number 2.
Kitty Carlisle.
Number 1, it says here that you rushing to the prison, I found more than 100 state troopers assembled there. Where do you live? Do you live that far away?
I live in Belmont, Massachusetts.
How far from the prison?
24 miles.
Is that customary? It's customary for you, I see.
Customary
Number 2, why didn't they set you on fire the way they had said they were going to?
Because that possibly would have destroyed their means of escape. As long as we were alive, we offered a possibility for their getting out. Once we were dead, they were too.
Number 3, can you tell me how many prisoners you have at present? I gotta know how many you've got now.
Well, when I left, there were 547.
Thank you. Tom Poston.
How many
Number one.
Ask him how many he's got now. When he gets back, he hopes.
I hope you two will be very happy.
Hurry up, you'll get no questions at all.
What's the capacity of your prison, number one?
570.
And how many prisoners are in there now?
550, I hope.
You mean you have some space left over?
20 empty rooms.
Rooms? You make it sound like the Walpole Hilton. Number two, can you tell me what is a crush? Besides Fifth Avenue on St. Patrick's Day, but what is a crush?
Well, a crush is, we think of as a crowd.
Number three, what is a
We are.
crush, please?
I don't know.
Number one. I asked one of her questions. Can I?
Number three, what is a crush? You don't know did everybody answer what a crush is? Number one, what is a crush?
I don't know.
You know, that's the way. I know what it is, but it's not the same to me as it is to you. Number one, who is the warden of Sing Sing?
I think it's Warden Dino, I'm not sure.
Number three, who is the warden of San Quentin?
Dixon.
Number two, how long have you been warden at Walpole?
I've been warden 3 years.
That's it, panel. It's time to vote. So without consultation, will you please mark your ballots and select thereby number one, number two, or number three. Remember, please, that the team of challengers will get $250 for every incorrect vote. All marked, panel? All set? Betty, for whom did you vote?
I voted for number one for a very good reason.
Drop that other shoe. Ralph, what about your vote?
Number one. He sounded kind of cool when he, calculating when he mentioned his name. And he had, I think, more information than the others, although number three looks a little more like I think he should.
Uh-huh. Kitty?
I voted for number two. I think number two looks like he should. And I thought that he had very good information, such as Feeney being the ringleader and so forth. I don't know Mr. Feeney personally.
And, Tom, who's your choice?
I voted for number two. He looks like he belongs in prison.
Well, there you have it. However sound the reasons are, there are our votes, and I trust you're playing along with us. We'll find out right now which of these three gentlemen is the warden at a prison where there was recently a very serious jailbreak. So will the real John Gavin please stand up? Thank you very much, sir. Number two, would you tell us who you really are and what you do, please?
I am Robert Starkey, Eastern Sales Manager of Ask Mr. Foster Travel Service, coast to coast.
And number three, what about you, sir?
My name is Joe Stetson. I am dog editor of Field and Stream magazine.
So we check our score and find that in the case of our warden, there were two incorrect votes at $250 each for a total of $500 from Arid. Gentlemen, on your way out, there's a year's supply of Rise Instant Shave for each of you. Hope you had fun visiting us, and no more prison breaks, warden. Good night and good luck. Just before we go to the next round in the category of Love Thy Neighbor and Turning the Other Cheek, Warden Gavin would like to donate his share of the winnings tonight to the Walpole Inmates Welfare Fund, and it shall be done. Now, let's meet our next team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Lee Parsons.
What is your name, please?
My name is Lee Parsons.
What is your name, please?
My name is Lee Parsons.
All right, panel, will you follow along with your copies of this next affidavit? I, Lee Parsons, am a former band singer turned television stage manager and performer. I appear every week on a program called Nightmare, which is devoted entirely to the showing of horror movies. Dressed as I am now, I help introduce such outstanding film attractions as Dracula, Son of Dracula, Frankenstein, Son of Frankenstein, The House of Frankenstein, The House of Dracula, Dracula's Daughter, Bride of Frankenstein, The Wolfman, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, and The Mad Ghoul, signed Lee Parsons. All right, panel, we now have three tasty little characters, all claiming to be Lee Parsons, MC of a television horror show. And let's begin our cross-examination, this time with Betty White. Betty?
Thanks a heap, Bud. Number 2. How long have you had this problem? Number 2, who played Dr. Frankenstein in the original Frankenstein?
The doctor?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Number 1?
Colin Clive.
Number 3, did you ever see The Invisible Man?
Yes, I did.
Obviously, she's lying. Number 1, what happened to the monster in the original Frankenstein at the end of the picture?
I think there was I don't know if that's the one where he fell into this well thing or was burnt in a windmill sort of tower structure.
Number 3, who played the Bride of Frankenstein?
Elsa Lanchester.
Number 1, who starred in The Wolfman?
Mr. Bela Lugosi, Claude Rains, and a newcomer called Ralph Bellamy.
Oh, really?
Watch out for his fangs. All right, Wolfman?
All right. Well, let's see. Who else was in the cast of The Wolfman? Someone who's playing on Broadway today, put it that way. Number 1, yes.
Patrick Knowles was in it.
Number 2, would you know someone who's playing on Broadway today who was in rather prominently in The Wolfman?
In The Wolfman?
Yes. All right, number 3, would you know?
Ralph Bellamy.
Who?
Ralph Bellamy.
You not only played one of the leads, but you supported yourself, too.
Oh, no. Well, let me ask you then, well, number 1, what studio made, I think, all of these pictures, as I recall?
Universal made most of them.
All right. Number 2, who was the leading lady in Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, or whichever way it was?
The actor who played it?
The leading lady.
Leading lady, the actress.
I don't know.
Kitty Carlisle.
Number 1, what station are you on?
WSIL in Carbondale, Illinois.
And number 2, what station are you on?
KAKE-TV, Wichita, Kansas.
Number 3, what station are you on?
WTAR, Norfolk, Virginia.
Number 1, when you were a band singer, what was your favorite number?
I used to do This Love of Mine, mostly.
And number 2, what was your favorite number?
I think all of Hoagie Carmichael's songs was very beautiful.
Tom Poston.
Miss America, number 1. Who doesn't do your hair? It's just lovely. Number 3, could you demonstrate a 30 seconds to go signal to a performer?
30 seconds.
Thank you. Number 2, you'll have to excuse me. Did you cut yourself while shaving? While shaving a lion, that is?
Possibly.
Or shaving a wolfman or something. You're all pretty scary. I'd hate to meet you live.
Thanks.
Can you tell me, number 1, what was the first question I was going to ask?
That's about it. It's time to vote again, and without consultation, will you please mark your ballots and select number 1, number 2, or number 3. Okay, spider webs all marked. For whom did you vote, Betty?
Well, I voted for number 1, and then any reason I give is going to be highly insulting, but she really did know the answers. Truly she did.
Ralph, what about your selection?
Number 1. Number 2 didn't seem to know where his station was, temporarily anyway. And number 3 might not have been around long enough to have been the band singer.
Kitty, who do you think is the
I
real
voted
one?
for number 1. I'm not an authority on horror pictures, but I think on the basis of the answers we got, it was number 1.
And Tom Poston, your selection?
I voted for number 3. Oh, see? Thank goodness I'm not alone in this. But I thought that she knew some things that the Lee Parsons would have had to know, right? And she looks like she knows a lot more, too.
All right, there you are, however frightening our reasons were. That's the way we vote, and let's see now which of these 3 people turns out to be the real MC of a television nightmare horror show. Will the real Lee Parsons please stand up? Well, it's a tribute to the other 2, I must say, that you goofed on all of them that time. Number 1, would you tell us who you really are and what you do, please?
My name is Amy Lane, and I am with a daily television show, The Price is Right. I'm the fashion coordinator.
I bet you ran a vice to the Lovelorn column, surely. Number 3, what about you?
My name is Julie Kalmus. I'm from Norfolk, Virginia, and I am owner and operator of a charm school.
Well, in all fairness to these 3 stalwarts who have been suffering through a long time in these makeups, getting ready to frighten you and fool you as they did, we thought they ought to get a chance to show you and the audience how they really look when they don't have this makeup on. So, I'm Elaine. Would you please show us what you really look like? And Lee Parsons, show us your picture. And last but by no means least, Miss Kalmus. Let's see what you look like when you're running your charm school. Well, you beat the panel all the way down the line. 4 incorrect votes, $250 each for a total of $1,000 from Arid. Thanks very much. Hope you had fun. And on your way out, you'll find there's a gift package of Carter's wonderful products for each of you. Good night, and good luck, and happy haunting. Now, panel, let's meet our 3rd team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Susie Hoshi.
What is your name, please?
My name is Susie Hoshi.
What is your name, please?
My name is Susie Hoshi.
Panel, once again, will you follow along with this affidavit? I, Susie Hoshi, was born in Japan. I am an amateur musician. I play the koto and sing Japanese folk songs. I used to be the ladies' table tennis champion of Tokyo. I am now a college student in this country. 1 year ago, I won the 1958 United States Women's Singles Table Tennis Championship. Over the past weekend, I competed for the 1959 title in both singles and doubles competition. Signed, Susie Hoshi. Right, these 3 ladies, as you heard, panel, all claim to be Susie Hoshi, United States Table Tennis Champion of 1958, and we'll start this questioning with Kitty Carlisle. Kitty?
Thank you, Bud. Number 1, it says here that you had the championship over the weekend. I'm longing to know, how did you come out?
I won the single, I lost the double.
And number 2, how did you come out?
I won a double, I lost the singles.
Oh, well, number 3, how did you make out?
I won a singles, and I won a double.
Number 1, what is a sampan?
Sampan?
Number 2, what is a sampan?
Sampan, you mean something?
No. Number 3, what is a sampan?
I don't know.
Number 1, what is the main street in Tokyo?
Ginza Street.
What?
Ginza Street.
Kingsley Street?
G-I-N-Z.
Yes, I see. That threw me completely.
Tom Poston.
Kingsley Street.
I don't know either. Number 2, it says here that you sing Japanese folk songs. What is your favorite song, please?
Well, I love to do that one. My favorite song is Haruko Rono.
Pardon me?
Haruko Rono. That is my favorite song.
Always been one of my favorites, too. I demonstrated how to do that tonight several times, and I'm sure I will again. Number 3, in table tennis, what is an ace, please?
Pardon?
What is an ace in table tennis? Number 2, can you tell me what is an ace in table tennis? Number 1, please.
Betty White.
She doesn't know.
She's an ace in any language.
Number 1, what is game in table tennis? How many points?
21.
Number 2, what position would your index finger be if you were right-handed when you're holding the racket in a normal forehand shot?
Your first finger, when you're holding the paddle.
Where would this finger
Where
be?
would that finger be?
Like a pen. I hold it like a pen.
And number 3, where would your index finger, where would this finger be?
Like a pen holder.
And number 1, how about you, on a normal forehand shot?
I use it as a pen holder.
Well, you're all
Ralph Bellamy.
right very well.
Number 1, what's the difference between a koto and a samosen?
A koto is a traditional Japanese instrument made of wood with 13 strings. A samisen is like a lute, 3 strings.
Number 2, what play current on Broadway uses a koto at the moment?
I don't understand.
There is a play on Broadway which uses a koto at the moment. Do you know what the play is?
So they play koto.
That's it. Once again, it's time to vote. Will you again mark your ballots as you did before? Without consultation, select number 1, number 2, or number 3. All set? Everybody? Betty, for whom did you vote this time?
Well, I had a few more questions if you have a minute. I'm going to go for number...
We didn't have.
For number 1. I think she is the one.
And what about your vote, Ralph?
Number 1. I've been consistent all evening, too. I think she had most of the answers. Number 3 looks as if she might be American a little bit. And number 1 seemed to know more than number 2.
Kitty?
Number 1, she was nodding when the other one was telling how she played table tennis.
And Tom?
Number 1. I was nodding when she was nodding. We're wrong. We're all in this together tonight.
All right, there you have it. The votes are in once again, and we're about to find out the results of the selections of our panel and yours at home, of course, as we discover which one of these 3 charming ladies is the real table tennis tournament player. So will the real Susie Hoshi please stand up? Number 1, would you tell us who you really are and what you do, please?
My name is Suzanne Sin. I was born in Wyoming, and I work for the state of Israel.
And number 2, what about you?
My name is Jong Han Lee. I am from Korea. I'm a working hostess at Ruby Food, 52nd Street.
Thank you very much. Well, in checking our score, we got a clean sweep again, and that means $1,000 from Arid Ladies. On your way out, of course, you too will find a gift package of all of Carter's fine products waiting for you. Good night and good luck. And as they go, may I tell you that the one who answered that she had won both was the real one, and she did win both titles this year. Congratulations and good night. That's all we have time for tonight. Betty, I don't know how to thank you so much for being with us these last several weeks.
The thanks are mine. I've never had such a ball, and I'm going to be glad to see Polly come back.
Well, Polly does come back. She opens this week in her new Broadway show, First Impressions, so she will be back, and we're looking forward to seeing her in our regular panel again next week. But God bless you, Betty, and that's all we have time for. Good night, panel.
Good night, Bud.
This is Bud Collier now saying good night from Arid Cream Deodorant and reminding you to tell the truth. Good night, everybody.
To Tell the Truth is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.